Okay, I had no intention of live streaming this. Frankly, I'm going to be getting my plane in the air, setting it to fly, and then I will be doing some much needed work, like real work, like making a paycheck work. But as you can clearly see, looking at the clouds up above, we're going to be IFR. And because of that, and because I'm flying my new airplane, that I had a terrible flight in last time, and I find it comes with some pretty intense issues. Like when you turn, it's so sensitive, it just throws the plane off its nose wheel. I figured this would be a good one to share. So we're gonna see how this plays out today. Once again, taking off, then getting to my laptop and getting some work done while the flight is going on. So hopefully this will go smoothly, but we are taking off in IFR and we are landing in IFR. And we've only had one attempt of utilizing the autopilot, which we didn't connect with glide slope, which was a bit of a mess coming into KMRY, which I think is where I am. It is. So getting out of here is going to be just as treacherous as getting in, obviously. So this will be fun. Let's go ahead and load up the plane, get things figured out. I did already load in my chart from little nav map, so I have that. We're all programmed in. This is apparently how we're going to get out of here. ILCB to PTRN1, pattern 2, and then we should be on our way out. Hopefully that will negate our issues of trying to get over the mountains. I have no idea. I'm just going to go with what it tells me to do. Yep, and we're going to find out how this goes. So let's go ahead and do some quick programmings. Let's see, flight performance, mass and balance. We need to load up the plane today with... We're only missing 649 pounds, so it won't be nearly as devastating to the plane as we've had before. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the pod. Let's do 300 pounds here. I've never used the pod before. I think I've only done one flight, so I don't have any excuses. But, let's see, 300, 200. Let's load the plane with this. Now we need to put in an additional 149. Right now, our balance is looking pretty good. I'm going to put more in the back. Let's do 149. By the way, nose is running again today. So I will be dealing with the sniffles on microphone. But like I said, we're taking off. I'm going AFK, and we're going to see what happens. Okay? That's the game plan. I have yet to successfully keep this plane running. So let's try it again, shall we? Oy, sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and get our mixture moved up. A little bit of throttle, just to crack it. Let's see. So, fuel pump. First off, we need to turn on the battery. There we go. Starter is ready. Ignition on. All right. Starter bus power. And let's go ahead and start her up. See if we know what we're doing. Avionics on. Or avionics.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
All right. All right, let's go ahead and do taxi lights. Oh, that's cool. Landing lights on both wings. That's nice. Strobe, nav on, beacon on. Because we got in trouble for not doing that. There we are. Okay. All right. Stall heat on. Okay. Primary, high, norm. All right. Sounds like we're booting up just fine. Let's go ahead and put this closed. Battery needs to stay on. This can now come back to norm. Whoa. What just happened?
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Is the engine doing okay? I think it is. There we go. Weird. Am I rolling? No. Okay. Small panic attack. It's okay. I'm fine. All right. So, interesting that on our navigation, we don't see those flight plans because I didn't program it in to my flight planner, but we are going to take off 28 left, most likely, or 28 right. And then I would like to program in where we're headed and see. We deeply need IFR landing. So we're going to come in on 109.7. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of that programmed now. 109.7. Swap it out. Since we are going to be deeply in the clouds, I really want to make sure I get this right. Looks like there is a glide slope, which gives me a tiny bit of peace. And then we're going to go ahead as well, and we're going to program in a waypoint. So instead of the runway, we're going to do the waypoint. So waypoint is going to be FODAV. All right, so that's what we're doing here. It looks like my flight simulator is trying to use DLSS again, and I have no idea how to tell it not to use DLSS. If we do TAA, we get not as great graphics, but we do get a much better situation in the pit. Now this is going to look much more cartoony, I guess. But look at how easy things work now. It's such a big difference. All right. So we're going to go F, O, D, A, V. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to find a way to program in FODAV, enter, 91 nautical miles out. That's good. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to program some kind of rotary knob specifically for that. Specifically for my GPS. And maybe my navigation. I don't have anything like that that I know of. Technically, I might have a MIDI controller, but I don't think I can program a MIDI controller to work with this. I don't know. I've done a lot of weird stuff, but maybe not that. Okay. We are fully No, we're not. Let's go ahead and get our altitude above the clouds. I would love to see what our cloud base is, but I haven't figured that out yet. All right, NOAA says transition 18,000 feet. It's claiming VFR right now when our flight simulator is absolutely not claiming VFR. That doesn't help. Let me check and make sure I have the right airport selected. Yep, KMRY claims VFR, which absolutely stinks. Go to Tools, Options, and then Page Weather. So Tools, Options, and Weather. Okay, we have selected Define the weather since METARs are shown. Flight Simulator NOAA. Weather Display and Tooltip. Flight Simulator NOAA. Okay. Source for selection for Flight Simulator depends on the simulator connection and the selected scenery library, which we have. I'm just going to try NOAA for now. Apply and OK. I mean, let's see what it's doing now. Nope, still claims VFR flight rules. That's a lie. All right, whatever. I don't know if that's solvable. That's a real shame because I really want to be able to get proper weather readouts. But it doesn't look like I can. Which means my pressures aren't going to be correct either. Like they say 29.98 on my thing here. I'm going to program this for that anyway. 29.98. Alright, barometric pressure is in. Alright, let's get in the air. Comms on. Or not. Comms are not coming up. Interesting. Why would that be? Let me check my... Nope. No comms. Do I not have them on? That's on. Let me see if I can pull them up this way. There we are. Okay. Let's see. Depart straight out, please.
Monterey ground. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022 with Golf. Request taxi for takeoff. Straight out departure.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Taxi to and hold short of runway 28 left using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.4 when ready.
Alright, taxiway Alpha. I think I will have a pushback.
Taxi. Hold short runway 28 left using taxiway Alpha. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022.
Do I want to do a pushback? Nah. It takes too long to do a pushback. Let's attempt to do... Whoa. 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 Brakes. Brakes. More brakes. Lots of brakes. See? Look at that. Did you see that? Alright, I'm just trying to turn around. Okay, see that? See that? Alright, so definitely need to bring down my mixture. I hope that doesn't shut down my plane. Whoa. Doesn't seem like it. Alright, mixture seems to be minorly important. The rudder is just so sensitive on this airplane. I'm barely tapping it, and you see how back and forth I'm going? This is crazy. Alright, but we are doing okay now. Alright, mixture, super important for this plane. I'm worried to pull it all the way back, obviously, because that's just going to shut down the plane, but... Temperature claims to be 64 degrees on my little nav map, which, once again, isn't connecting weather to my flight simulator. But we'll see how this goes. So we're going to take off runway 28 left here in about 2 minutes. And once we get there, then we will go towards the ocean. And while we go towards the ocean, we're going to try and climb up as high as we can. Okay, mixture back. Alright, let's get on brakes. I am barely touching this rudder. It's just such a sensitive airplane. Alright. I am babying it since I just don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and stop about here.
Monterey Tower, Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022 at runway 28, left ready for departure. Straight out departure.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Altimeter 3005 departing straight out approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left.
Alright, mixture in.
Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022.
I'm mainly using my mixture here, which I'm highly confused by. Whoa. Whoa. Where is the runway? Here it is. So we did have to do like a 40 over 90 degree. Okay. Let's stop here for a minute. Flaps down 10 degrees. Turn off gates. Mixture all the way in. And we're ready to go. Here we go. I did not check my trims. Alright, definitely need a lot of right rudder right now. Oh my word, how did I take off so quickly?
Transporter from dispatch. Fly safe.
This thing needed nothing to take off. That's insane. Alright, let's pull back on her. What the?
Don't sink. Don't sink.
I'm not sinking.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
My word, why is this plane being so crazy? Alright, going to hand trim. Okay. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and start working on our autopilot to get us out of here. I'm going to start with the heading bug. So let me find my... where is... oh, my heading bug is up here. Okay. So for the moment, I just want to go west. We already have the altitude set, but we don't have the vertical sync set. Oh my. Don't climb that fast. Alright, let's go 500. Come on. There we go. 500 just to play it safe. Are we ready? Let's go autopilot on. Okay, and we're also going to do heading on. And we are autopilot with heading, vertical speed. We're doing okay. We have plenty of lateral movement, so let's go ahead and put that at 1,000. Our
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Alright, so I don't know how high we have to be to get above Jack's Peak.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Frequency change.
Alright, I think I'm going to begin our turn. Since I can't see anything, which is fine. I don't desperately need to see anything yet. Let's go ahead and go to the south, to the north. To the north. As we continue our climb, let's also set our climb to 5,500 feet. Yay, nice to be above the cloud layer just a tiny bit here. Good. All right. Good progress. Okay, so now I'm almost ready to start heading over the mountains. I do want to keep doing this climb though, which, why is my vertical speed turned off? I don't know what happened there. Whoa. Alright, let's do 1,000 feet per minute still, please. I do think we're safe, since I'm not seeing the mountains in the distance here. Actually, we're looking out in the ocean, but I think we're still okay. So I'm going to go ahead and begin actually getting on our GPS. So we have GPS programmed in. Let's just go ahead and hit navigation. Let's go ahead and select our nav system. Not approach mode, excuse me, navigation on. And let's go ahead and trigger it. Here we go. Plane should start compensating and should get us out of here. Vertical sync is still on a vertical speed as we try to climb at 1,100. We are on a time limit, and we've taken a long time taking off, but we're going to see what happens.
Sierra 8022 is type Cessna Caravan, 5 miles north of Kilo 24 Papa Tango, 3,400. Request flight following. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022.
These might be mountains here. With the raised clouds, that might be a mountain there. At this moment, I'm not worried about those.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022.
Yeah, my GPS says those are mountains, so that's what I'd like to see us get a little bit above those clouds. 5,500 feet so far. Let's go ahead and push her a bit more. Let's go 6,000. We're climbing at 1,150. It's not great for our speed. We're at 137. We're not exactly in a rush, so I'm going to go ahead and drop us back a touch. That way we can get a little bit more headway. Because technically we're not even over the original airport. Okay, this little girl should fly herself now, so I'm going to go ahead and traffic 8 o'clock, 4 miles out at 5,500 feet. Let's see, he said he had contact. I don't see it. 4 miles at 5,500, 8 o'clock. Well, that would be like back over here. I definitely wouldn't see it. My co-pilot lied. Okay. Okay, definitely mountain peaks along here. I would like to not have to worry about being sucked into them. Because that's a reality. Let's go ahead and get ourselves up to... let's do 7,500, and I think we'll be okay with that. I'm not sure what the cruising altitude is of this airplane. I'm never sure of what the cruising altitude is. Alright, there's a plane at 22,000 feet coming by. Doubt we're gonna see... Oh, there he is. 22,000 feet. Okay. I do see that mountain. That does have me a little anxious. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Alright, climbing 9,000 feet. Now I hope we're good. We are doing 142 knots, which, frankly, is much different than 130 whatever. So let's just go ahead and tell the plane to climb just a tiny bit faster. Course setting number 2? I'm not sure. Oh, course setting number 1. I wonder what this is. Course setting number 1, course setting number 2. I don't need either of those because nav is here. So what's the course setting? I have no idea. That's interesting. Okay, we are already programmed in for our arrival airport for our approach on the ILS, which... Why is it gone? What? My ILS has disappeared on my little nav map. KSBP? KSBP. And that's definitely the airport we're going to, Camp KSBP. Yeah. Why'd my ILS turn off? I swear this airport had an ILS. Oh dear. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe it's because I changed my settings? I doubt that's why, but let's see what happens if we reactivate this. Nothing. Huh. 6/1/2026 outdated. Alright, well, I think we're safe now, and I have work I need to get to. So, I'm going AFK. We will be there in 86 nautical miles. And I'll be back to attempt to land her and freak out that I don't see an ILS. Okay, see you in a bit.
Southwest 2999 contact over center 11272. Identity.
Transporter, your deadline will expire in 5 minutes. Hurry up.
All right, they're saying time is almost up, so let's get started on our approach as best we can. It said 5 minutes. The only way we're going to make this happen, which we're not, but we're going to try anyway, is begin our descent from 12,000 all the way down to 3,000, and hope there aren't any mountains in the way. All right, so let me check our 2998. So our pressure should be on. Now pressure is also on as we vertical speed and we drop this down, down, down. I mean down, down, down. And I'm gonna milk this for every bit of speed we can get out of her. She's not happy. So that's why I slowed her down as much as I could. Now I'm gonna try and just stay right at that 160, 170 range. All right, so airport is, well, we're coming up on Fodev, and then hopefully that will line us up for the most part with our runway. Now, once again, I'm clueless why my ILS is missing. I have it selected. There it is. I have no idea what I just did. It just appeared. So 109.7. Coming in at 113 degrees, which right now we're 134. I still have to get to Fodev before I am ready to turn and line up. We can go ahead and turn on approach mode, or not. It's not letting it. Maybe that's because we're dipping so fast. I mean, we are falling out of the sky at 2,100 feet per second, which I need it to. We will be not able to get... This will be the first time that I'm going to be late.
Tick tock, tick tock. Sorry, but time is up.
Ugh. Hi, Coleslaw. I probably don't have a massive delay. I'm just not keeping an eye on chat these days. I do on occasion, but these days I have basically, in so many terms, retired from YouTube as trying to be on top of it, and I just stream when I have my video game on. That's about it. So I probably just haven't seen your comment, because I don't really check on stream comments as often as I used to. Alright, Fodav is just ahead of us. Unfortunately, we are nowhere near down to our targeted speed. Approach mode is definitely not turning on. I'm up way too high at this moment. Let's go ahead and do CDI for localizer 1. We are crossing it right now. Let's try this again. Now we're on. Plane's turning. Okay. Gonna slow back here because I'm already nearly over speed again. We are well above our glide slope. What on earth is this plane doing? Okay. Unfortunately, far too fast to get our flaps down. I'm gonna pull our mixture. I'm just trying to get. We should be well in 3,000 feet right now for our glide. I'm really hoping we lock on once we get down to it, but I'm fighting to get down to it right now. Don't you do it. Yeah, I'm up way too high still. Nowhere near the glide slope. Alright, we can do flaps. I truly think we're not going to make this. I'm probably going to have to go around. Yeah, we're nowhere near able to do this. I mean, I'm fighting to get my plane down below the glide, and it's just not gonna happen. Why are we climbing? What is going on here? Oh.
Stall.
Get your nose down. Get your nose down. Keep autopilot on. Get your nose down. Thank you. So it's fighting me, and I'm not sure why. I think we're going to overgo the airport and come back around. Checking my trim. I truly doubt we're lined up fast enough with the runway to make it work. And I have not successfully landed this plane yet in a way that I'm proud of. So, yeah, I feel like I'm up too high. My speed isn't miserable. I can't tell if we're lining up with the runway or not. I don't think we are. I don't feel good about this. And if you don't feel good about it, you probably shouldn't do it. I'm just coming in so fast. Well, if it doesn't work, I'll at least try to practice a touch and go. I think I'm coming in too fast.
500.
Well, it says I'm there, but I'm still too fast. Alright. Alright. Now it says I'm too low, which doesn't make any sense. Alright, here we go, 96.
Center, United 1189er is passing. San Luis Tower, Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022, is 1 miles northwest, 200 with Mike to land.
Nice landing, pilot.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. San Luis Tower. Altimeter.
Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
I don't like how that happens. I don't like how that
Enter left
happens at
traffic
all.
Runway 11, Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. You are not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
She sounds so angry about it.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Contact ground on 121.6.
Going to 121.6. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022.
Alright. Pulling our
Stand by, pilot. Cargo unloading.
brakes are on. Alright, let's shut her down.
Tick tock, tick tock. Sorry, but time is up.
Ooh, big reputation drop. No reward and XP
You can
allowed.
start your engine now.
Ouch. That's a shame. So far, not successful on these flights. Need something. I need something that's a little further away, I think. Let's go ahead also and get our pilots back up in the air. So let me do this for a few minutes. Let's check on our... I'll pull this in. Okay. Start by checking on fuel for all my guys. All right, now and my turn, and I think I already grabbed a job. No, I didn't. I thought I was going to try something a little longer that was a bit more... Was it this one? KViz?
Hey, pilot. The cargo is ready and waiting. You know what to do. Have a safe flight.
Sure do. I'm not used to this plane, though.
Transporter, loading has started. Stand by.
Okay. We're missing 253 pounds.
Transporter, loading is complete. Let's go.
Okay. We are matched on payload. Plenty of fuel. It's not a big hop, I don't think. So let's go ahead now and see if I shut this down correctly, because now we got to boot it back up. Seems promising. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of throttle.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
So far, I don't disagree. Alright, so let me delete my previous departure. Okay, let's do a search for airport. And our airport that we're going to is KVIS. KVIS. So we're going to go ahead and select KVIS and add it to my flight list. Okay, and that will show me where I'm going. Good. There is an ILS for KVIS, and that would be 108.5. So we don't need to be in a rush. Let's go ahead and get things programmed now, so I don't have to worry about it. KVIS does say it's VFR 2998. So let's go ahead and do 2998. Even though I should probably do it for this airport. 1085. So we're going to go 1085 and swap. Good. And then let me see what is a good Panes, P-A-N-E-S, is going to be our waypoint. P-A-N-E-S. Okay, enter. So now our GPS should also have our protocol for where we are going to fly to. I would like to add this as Panes. I would love to add that as a waypoint. Panes to flight. Good. Because that will give me a more direct plan. So we're going to export flight plan for 2024. Save as a PLS. And before we take off here, we're going to go here and open, load plan file, load from this PC, and documents. And we're going to do the latest one right here. Alright, there we are. So now we should have our programming. We are overflying the mountains again. Good to note. To runway 30. Let's see if it has the programming. It doesn't. Interesting, it doesn't have Panes. Where is Panes? I don't see it. Alright, well, we're doing it anyway. Alright. 89 nautical miles. 89.4 to be exact. So we are as ready as we're going to be. Let's go ahead and get that altitude set for 12,000 feet. This might take a moment. 10, 11, 12,000 feet. Altitude and hold on. Let's go ahead and check ATIS for here.
San Luis Airport information, Mike. 1600 Zulu. Wind 278 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Ceiling 1800 broken. Temperature 12. Dew point 10. Altimeter 3004. ILS runway 11 in use. Landing and departing runway 29er. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back, hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have, Mike.
All right. Let's go to ground. And,
San Luis Airport information, November. 1600 Zulu. Wind 278 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Ceiling 1800 broken. Temperature 12. Dew point 10. Altimeter 3004. ILS runway 11 in use. Landing and
ceiling of 1,800 feet.
VFR aircraft say direction of flight.
Broken, but we are VFR.
Short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have, November.
All right, depart straight out, please.
San Luis ground. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Request taxi for departing straight out with November.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Taxi to an hold short runway 29er via taxiway Bravo Echo. Contact tower on 124.
Bravo Echo.
Ready.
All right, we have Mike.
Taxi. Hold short runway 29er via taxiway Bravo Echo. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022.
Very thankful we're not that far away from our takeoff point. So let's go ahead now and release our parking brakes and start our journey. Hopefully this time I'm not going to roll my plane. That's the part that's annoying me the most with this plane right now is it takes nothing to roll it. And once again, the rudder is so sensitive on this plane. I have other planes that are nothing like this. Contacting tower 124.0. All right. I'm gonna go ahead while we're at it and set our heading for north. Looks like we're going north. Hey now. Northeast, I believe. Okay. Let's. Whoa, hey now. Okay. I mean, we'll mainly use our GPS and the waypoint, but I like all my programmings to be ready. Request takeoff clearance.
San Luis Tower. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Ready at runway 29er. West departure.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Altimeter 3004 for departure to the west approved.
Cleared takeoff.
For takeoff runway 29er.
Cleared for takeoff runway 29er. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022.
All right, boys and girls, let's go flying.
Transporter, good flight.
Will do.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Continue for west departure.
San Luis Tower. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Continue for west departure.
Okay. See if we can get our torque up. We really do need to try to get above these mountains. The plane really isn't happy with me. There we go. All right.
San Luis Tower, Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022, 1500, to land.
I never said that.
Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022, San Luis Tower. Altimeter tree 004. Fly straight to runway 11.
Alrighty, we are ready for autopilot. Hate how it jumps, but okay. Okay, let's go like this. And navigation on. Off we go, baby. Flaps up. We are out of here. Okay, guys, this should be an easy one. Main problem will be landing, because that is where I have not figured out my plane yet. Alright, I'm going AFK. See you guys in a bit. Okay, my friends, looks like we are about here. About to hit our Payne's waypoint, so airport should be below us. Let's go ahead and start our landing procedures. Starting with getting down as low as we can. Alright, let's go ahead and hit this. And here we go. Let's do 1,600 feet. We're going to take our time getting in this time. I really don't want to deal with a stupid landing again. The airport should be off to our right side, our left side, somewhere over here. So let's go ahead and set up our approach. Let's see, we're going to do this by going to the CDI for 1. Approach is on. 4.2 nautical miles out to Payne's. And I would like to see just a bit more of a drop rate. We are up so high. It's going to take us a while to get down. So I have a feeling we're going to be circling for a little bit. I may consider taking off approach at first, and we'll just do a square pattern down over Payne's for a little bit. So I'm going to turn heading on. That way I can just circle as we drop, because I'd rather not find ourselves in a situation where we're unprepared to do this landing. So I'm going to actually head away from the airport. We're at 9,000 feet right now. So we are coming down okay. Just fine. There's an airport over there too. That one is Porterville. Okay. Let's continue 2,000 feet per minute. I mean, we're at 8,200, so we're not doing miserable. Alright, 6,900 feet. We know that we're good at 29.98 because we checked on that before our arrival. We're still well above glide slope, which I'm okay with at the moment. Heading away from the airport was a good idea. So I'm just going to angle myself so that when we come back around and do our lock, we have time to do it, or locator. The correct term is localizer, but who's counting? Okay, our glide slope is now above us. That's excellent. So let's go ahead, turn on approach, and begin entering into our descent. Here we go. Heading bug all the way around, and let's hit that localizer. That glide slope is well above us now. We're over speed by a lot. We'll have a lot to slow down here in a second. So even though we're going to be in our proper glide slope here, we are not going to be down the speed anytime soon. So let's go ahead and once we link in, all right, there we go. Localizer is on. Let's go ahead and break our altitude, or not. We are at 3,100, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell this thing that I'm okay with 3,100. 3,000. All right, altitude hold is on. Lining up with our localizer now. Our speed's not miserable. 138. I would like to get under 120 so we can get flaps down. I need to be really careful now that we're actually at flight level. I always lose track of this. What is going on here? All right, we lost our lock. So let's go ahead and turn approach back on. There we go. It claims that we still have locks, so that's a good thing. Speed is reasonable enough to go ahead and pull flaps. Still well below our glide slope, which is good. Flaps all the way down. Now we're going to start losing speed, but in a good way. I can't say that I have a visual of the runway yet, but we have lots of room to move, which makes me happy. Nice thing is we're nowhere even near our band for coming in, so we got plenty of time. This will be one of our better landings, hopefully. I would love to request a full stop landing.
San Luis Tower.
I don't think that's the right one.
80223,000 to land.
Nope, that was the original airport. Cancel landing intentions.
8022, Luis Tower. Altimeter 29907. Make left traffic runway 11.
Cancel landing intentions.
Big left traffic runway 11.
Cancel landing
Legacy Air
intentions.
India Mike Sierra 8022.
Stupid.
San Luis Tower. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. Cancel landing intention.
Okay, so once again, nearest airport list. Let's see if we can find KVIZ. Let's see. Back. Airport's further from you. KVIZ. Automated weather, please. I'm just curious about wind specifically. Nothing's coming in for automated weather. There it goes. Wind calm. 29906. Select the runway for landing. We're going to come in on runway 30.
Kilo Victor India Sierra traffic. Legacy Air India Mike Sierra 8022. 13 miles southeast, 3000. Inbound to land. Runway tree 0. Kilo Victor India Sierra.
Visual of the airport. We got it. Doing 113 knots. I'm very satisfied with that. We're passing over Paynes right now. And in about another 2 minutes, we'll be in the ILS approach. glide slope is coming in. Interesting for calm winds. All right, here we go on glide slope. We have kicked in on glide slope. Now the real question is, am I going to have the same issues I've had before when I come into land here? The other question I have that I haven't paid attention to is if there is a... Ah, there's a beta. Whoa. Whoa. Beta reverse. We haven't gotten to try the beta reverse yet. Guess what we're doing today? So beta reverse, I think, means that the propeller starts rotating, not rotating the opposite direction, but the blades turn enough to basically reverse thrust. And that helps slow the plane down versus me trying to use the brakes. So that will be the goal and intention this time. There's a flight detent on my upper quadrant, my power quadrant, but I'm not using those. I'm using the throttle prop mix on the front of my system, which is what you would usually use for Cessnas and things of that nature. So moving forward, I can see myself probably trying out that throttle quadrant on the top because it has the detent. But we'll see. We're coming in nice and smooth. I'm going to go ahead and throttle back a little bit more. See if we can start getting the speed that we want for our approach. Because we are doing 125, which is a little faster than we want. Okay, nose is coming up because we're slowing down and it's trying to hold the glide slope. Keep it coming back, keep it coming back. Okay, unlocking my trim tab.
500.
Autopilot is off. Controlling everything on the trim now. That's why we're bobbing and weaving so much. Oh no, 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 no. Pull back, pull back, pull back. I just went into beta. I just went into beta. Drat, drat.
the softest landing I've
Oh,
seen.
right.
Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
Pilot from dispatch. Fly safe.
All right. I am wasting way too much time on this. I need to be focusing on other stuff right now. But very clear that I messed that one up. Glad I got back in the air though, before it was too late. Alright. Well, and I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna go back to the beginning of the band to try and land again. This trim tab is very sensitive. That's my excuse. I don't have a good excuse except that I went into beta. Let me see, though, really quick while we're doing this, if I can actually change my throttle quadrant right now, which is a dangerous thing to do. Basically, we're going to jiggle and wiggle a couple handles here. That one's nothing. That one is our, okay, mixture. Okay, so I only have two here that I got to deal with. Okay. So now I have throttle on detint, and I have our prop mix. Oh no, I don't have prop mix. How do I not have a prop mix? That's weird. My prop mix is still down below, and it's not on the tree. That's interesting. Well, I don't like that, but fine. Okay, let's try this again. Approach on. Autopilot on. That's low bank mode. Autopilot on. Alright. Come back into the localizer here. And let's try this again. We're well above our glide slope though. 3,000 feet is our set. We're going to go 2,500. Actually, 2,000. Altimeter is on. We are on lock. We are well over speed. I'm going to go ahead and pull back my throttle on my upper quadrant now. Are you serious? There is no way. Drat. I'm full throttle. And that's our mix, which at this moment doesn't matter. And let's go ahead and pull our torque out. Such a waste of time. Alright, let's go ahead and change this approach mode to heading mode. And we're going to go ahead and set this guy to opposite our runway. And yeah, we're going good now. Drat. Okay, doing 150 right now, which is very interesting because our torque, or our, what is this one? FT 4B? I can't see what that says. FTLB. So foot-pounds of torque, I guess? It's pretty minimal, even though we're doing 154 knots right now. We should be coming down still. 2,000 feet. Oh, vertical speed is not on, which is fine. Oh, I don't like that I can't adjust it. That's weird. Alright, so we're going to turn this on and then we'll correct for it. Okay. Now I really am probably going to fly all the way to the end of the bar. Oh man, what a waste. Okay, I definitely like the idea of the of the beta, and I've accidentally used it before, but at the same time I'm very confused We'll see. All right. We're coming up on 2,000 feet. Our glide slope is still below us. We're going to go for approach. Is on. All right, we're going to give ourselves a proper amount now. So here we go as we cross now into our localizer. 2,000 feet, our glide slope is about to kick. Glide slope did not connect because we haven't hit the localizer yet. But we are sitting beneath it now, which is a good thing. Let's go ahead and put us at 2,200 so altitude can level out. And we'll come back into our glide slope here. We do need to slow down by a good margin. Flaps are still down. Oh, no, they're not. Okay, flaps are down now, which I should have done that much later, because, yeah, that's not good. All right, localizer is on. Glide slope is on. Now we're just going to manage our speed and watch our torque, just in case if we need it. Okay. The one thing I need to figure out on this plane is the mixture. Because I don't know what mixture to be in as we come in for a landing. And it obviously seems to have different speeds. Like if we're taxiing, I need to be in a lower mixture for some reason. Okay, I'm just above my detent now. Okay, this time I'm going to just try using my trim on the hat, which is sad, but these bigger planes do seem to not handle trim very well. 110. Throttle back a bit more. Torque right now sits at 1200. Autopilot is off. $108, a little lower. Hat trim up. It says we're too low, but we're okay. I'm gonna pretend I like it. Did I just hear 500? I probably did. A little wind. All right, this time we got it. Feels right. I like that I haven't hit that detent yet. I'm glad I can see it. That's more important too. What are we doing? Cut my throttle. I should be having a nice gentle fall right now.
We have touchdown.
Detent is on. Gentle brakes.
Dispatch. Clear the runway.
Gentle
and taxi to
brakes.
parking.
Gentle brakes. Gentle brakes. Compensate. Compensate out of detent. Alright, everything's back. Mixture's back. Not all the way back, though, because I don't want to lose all of my power. That was close. I've definitely got that a little better than I did before. Slow down, slow down. This plane does not like to turn. Yay! I actually did it. That's going to end our flight simulator for today once we get parked. I got way too much to do. Alright. And cut our mechs.
Transporter. Cargo unloading in progress. Stand by, pilot.
Parking brakes on. Let's shut her down. All right, she's done. She's done. Fuel pump is off. Everything is off. Whew.
Pilot, that's all the cargo removed from the aircraft. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will do that. All right. End this flight.
Ready for engine start.
No, we're not. Okay. That was a terrible landing. Let's see what it did to our airplane. Overall, could have been much worse. $27,000 to get it repaired. I'm not going to do it to that extent. I would be willing to put 9 grand, 10, we'll do 10 grand into it. Also, let's refuel her. $500 to refuel her. Okay. Let's see what our other guys are doing. And let's get them airborne, and then I got work to do. That took way too long. Should have been on the ground in the first flight, in the first landing, but at least we were able to get back up with minimal damage to the plane. Alright, too heavy. Alright, there you go. I think I got fuel for all these guys already. Okay. I like that she can carry so much weight. I'd get all these guys into bigger planes if I could. I'm doing it a little bit at a time. Technically, I could go and take back the DA, and I could put her... Well, I don't know. I have a higher rating than she does. So, all right. They're all flying. I got work to do. God bless you guys. See you later.